Hey everyone, it's Natalie here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a how I edit my Instagram photos video. So I feel like people now are way more into like Instagram themes or just making your Instagram look a little more professional, or I don't even know if it's professional is the right word, but just a little more polished. So I decided I would do an how I edit my Instagram photos, and of course obviously gonna link my Instagram down below, so make sure to follow me if you guys are not following me already. But I am just going to show you guys the apps that I use, how I edit them, and then the cameras I use or camera that I use. This video is also not to be taken too seriously. Instagram is however you want to make it. You can post low quality, not care about like the way you edit your photos, and still like that's still totally fine. That's you know. I think it'll be a fun video, so don't take it too seriously because social media should not be taken too seriously, or at least not as seriously as it has been taken lately. But I thought this was a really fun video and I can't wait to show you guys. So I have the iPhone 7 Plus, and I know that you guys are gonna ask where my case is from. So this case is from Sonic's, and I think it's super cute. It's just palm trees and like the palm leaves, and then I do have a pop socket on it. I got this at Amazon. It's just a plain white one. I actually did it with Sharpie, and I drew like black lines and gray lines on it, and they're literally all faded away. You can't even see a single line anymore, and I got it last week. So I need to have like a more permanent marker to draw on it, because the whole point of getting a white one was so that I could design it myself. But yeah, let me know what markers I should use that will actually not fade away. I absolutely love the 7 Plus. I would recommend it to anyone. I know people say that it's huge and it's like way too big, but it really isn't. I am totally fine with like typing with one hand. It's fine. The pop socket, honestly, I have it because I like playing with it. It doesn't even really do much for me, but I really like playing with it. And now I'm just going to get into my phone and we can start seeing how I edit my Instagram. So this is what my Instagram looks like right now. It's not really like a set theme or anything like that. I remember when I was in Europe, I kind of tried to have a theme going on, so it looked a lot nicer and like very light, bright colors and blues, and so I still try to keep that, but I really like the way it looks. I'm happy with it, but what I really like about it is that it kind of shows a really cool part of my life. Obviously it doesn't show everything because I'm not gonna post like my bad days or my ugly days or anything like that, but it does show like my summer, and just I like having it kind of be like a scrapbook but on the internet. I don't know, that's what I personally use it for and what I like about it. And of course I use it to communicate with you guys. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't care about Instagram or like who follows me or whatever, because I do like it when I get to talk to you guys and you guys comment on my stuff. So if you guys are watching this video, make sure to comment on my last video saying that you came from here. I would love that. I will comment back and I will stalk you guys because I love doing that. Believe it or not, I do that way often than you think. But now I'm going to go straight into the apps. So I have a photography folder, and so mine has Snapchat is in it because like you take pictures, but it's obviously not photography. So I have a lot of different apps that I use. I mainly just use 4, and 4 sounds like a ton, and it kind of is, honestly, not even gonna lie, it's a ton. But I first use Lightroom. That's the app that I use to edit all of my photos. I think it's just way better of an app than VSCO or anything like that. It lets you, it's like smaller increments, so not everything is so extreme. I feel like VSCO, everything is really extreme with it. So I like that this one isn't like that. So here I just have all my photos. I literally edit a million pictures. Like I just edit them even if I don't post them. I just like editing photos and having options. So I'm gonna open up a random photo. This picture I actually just posted on Instagram, so be sure to comment on that one today once you watch this video. I try to get my pictures more in like with a shadow. I don't like direct sunlight. I try to have more bright backgrounds, so I don't take that many photos at nighttime. So I try to get it like in the background. There was a white wall and like the white floor, but I also like pops of color. So I have a blue outfit on and the green like bushes around me. So I really like that. Like that fit my, I guess, theme, you might say, because it's bright and has like a few pops of color in there. But I don't specifically like drive 30 minutes to find something like this. It's just kind of convenient. And so how I start editing it is I always go to the light setting first, and I'll just expose it, put the exposure a little higher. Again, I like bright photos, but I feel like exposure can wash it out a lot. So then I'll put the contrast higher. I always do that. And then I'll go to highlights. I'll make the highlights brighter. Shadows, I make them darker because again, I like my pictures to have a contrast. I know some people don't. And then I'll make the whites bright higher because again, I like my pictures to be bright, and then the blacks lower. So I kind of just stick to that. Basically every time I play around with the intensity of it, but that's basically what I do. Like with this picture, I think I'll lower the exposure a little bit. And then with the color, I always drag it down just a tiny, tiny bit because I like my pictures to be a little more blue toned. And then I will put the pink up a little bit more because, again, I like the blue pink tones rather than the green and yellow ones. And then I've turned the vibrance up a lot because the vibrance, it just like makes it pop more, but it doesn't make you look orange. So I turn the vibrance up, and then the saturation I always put a little higher just so that my skin, because I did the overexposure, I don't want me to look like a ghost, and the saturation makes me look a little more tan, so I just gently knock that up. And then I put the clarity higher on this one because I like my pictures to be a little more crisp and have more detail in them to make them look better quality. And then for the crop, I always try to straighten them, so I will use this tool to straighten it, and I line up the floor with the lines on the grid, and that's basically how I get like a straight photo, because whoever's taking it might be taking it a little crooked. And that is all I do in Lightroom, so it takes me literally 2 seconds to do it in Lightroom. I just mess around with it, but it doesn't take me long at all. And then from there, I actually go to Facetune. So I use a lot of apps. It gets kind of crazy, but I use a lot of apps. Then I'll go to Facetune, and that's still there from before, but I'll open up the new one. So I'll open this one up, and then I will whiten the background if I feel like it. Sometimes I don't whiten the background, just depends on if I really want it to be like super bright look, but if it makes it look fake, like if it literally is super, super, super white, then I don't really do that. But for this, I just want it to be a little brighter, so I will whiten my house in the background. I'll do like the window and everything, and I really like Facetune makes it super easy to be messy with it because it doesn't really show. Like if I get it a little bit on my skin, I feel like it doesn't even whiten it. And then I'll whiten the floor to make it brighter. I always do that. Just make sure it makes the picture look a lot brighter. It makes the person, which is me in the photo, be more of the center of attention. What I also like to do is I like detailing things that, like my outfit, so I'll zoom in onto my shirt, and then I'll hit the detail tool, and I'll detail my shirt, and I'll detail like the rips in my jeans. And that just makes my outfit pop more, because that was the whole purpose of this photo, was to show you guys my outfit. So that is what I use that for. And I literally don't use Facetune on my face at all, but sometimes actually I use Facetune as kind of like a Photoshop. So I will Photoshop sometimes like the window out of the background, and I use the patch tool to do that. And one time I Photoshopped like a giant trash can out of the photo, and it looked so good. I Photoshopped like things on the floor, I'll Photoshop or I'll Facetune out this window. One time I did that on one of the other photos. It's just a really great tool. So I'll take like a white part of the wall, and I'll just put it right there where I want it to go. I want it to match this area or something, so I'll just patch that right there. And again, you get the whole point, but like I can't continually put it. Sometimes it does take a lot of time, but it makes the photo look so much better. So that is what I use the patch tool for, and I swear like it works so well. And then I go to VSCO and I'll apply a filter on it. Sometimes I don't apply a filter, but sometimes I do. And I know some of you guys watching this are probably like, this is insane for an Instagram photo. It literally takes me 3 minutes if I'm not explaining it step by step. It doesn't take me long at all. And so then I'll upload my photo, and I always use S2, and I literally knock it down to like a 1 most of the time. Sometimes I'll leave it if it's like a landscape picture or something like that, but normally if it's a picture of me, I'll just like knock it down really lightly, and then I'll just save it. And I don't do any editing on Facetune besides the filter, and I always use S2. I don't even look at the other ones, just because that one's the one that makes it brighter and makes it look a little nicer. And then I go to Planoly, which if you guys don't know about this app, it's awesome. It's an app that lets you plan your Instagram feed, so I have this all planned out. So I have my Instagram all planned out, so then I can drag and drop my photos, and I can rearrange them, or just to see how it looks, because I do want it to look very uniformed and kind of all go together. So that is what I use Planoly for, and you can upload it straight from Planoly, and you can schedule it so it can remind you when you want to post. I mainly just do it to look at my photos, and it imports directly from Instagram, so I think that's what a nice part is. You don't have to manually import everything yourself, just the ones that you want. So like if you got it right now, your whole Instagram would still be there right now. You wouldn't have to upload it yourself. But that is basically all I do for the apps. I know that sounded like a lot, but I swear it's really, really not that bad, and it takes 5 minutes of my time. And as for what I take my photos with, I always use my iPhone mainly. I feel like the iPhone 7, especially the 7 Plus, is amazing for photos, but sometimes it has like portrait mode and stuff, but I really never use that. And then other times I will use my Canon DSLR 70D. That is the camera that I film with. That is the camera I'm using right now, and in Europe all my pictures were the Canon 70D. So sometimes I'll use that and I'll just import them, but most of the time I don't have it with me, so I will just use my iPhone and it works perfectly fine, so it's not a big deal. But that is basically it for how I edit my Instagram photos. This video was super like, I really got to the point. I talked to you guys about what it was. I exposed my secrets to you guys, and now you know how I get the pictures that I get, and I hope that you guys like them and follow me on Instagram and everything like that. But please let me know if you like this video. Let me know other videos that you guys want me to do. I love making videos for you guys and like coming up with things that you guys want me to film, so make sure that you tell me in the comments. Comment on my latest Instagram if you came from this video also, and I will definitely comment back and tell you thank you so much, you guys rock. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys.